one of the most terrifying but also gratifying things of life as a man is that we're all born relatively valueless. I don't think women are born that way. A woman, if she's born, especially if she's attractive, has an innate value. People just want her no matter what. But as a man, if you're not an important man, nobody gives a fuck about you and they're never gonna care. So you have to build yourself from the ground up, and that's scary for a lot of people, but it's also a massive opportunity. You can decide if you want to be a famous musician or a nice sensitive poet or a painter or a kickboxing world champion or a businessman. You get to decide on all the different characters in the video game. You can choose, who do I want to be? And then if you actually try, you can become it. Isn't that amazing? You can wake up and go, you know what? I want to be this kind of guy. I knew who I wanted to be. I wanted to be the dude pulling up in the Lambo, 3 a.m, gets out. Everyone's like, who is this big, strong, rich dude? I wanted to be that man, so I became it. And if you don't want that, if you want to go be a musician and play guitar and get a bunch of chicks and chill in Bali and smoke weed, whatever.
Imagine this, at a crossroads, feeling lost and uncertain. Then Andrew Tate's voice cuts through the noise, challenging you to shift your perspective and seize control of your destiny. This could be the moment you discover how to break free from the constraints holding you back. Andrew Tate confronts the concept of happiness and competition in life. He argues that men should focus less on personal happiness and more on succeeding in a hyper-competitive world. Let's explore his unapologetic viewpoint and what it means for us.
Explain something. The normal man is not acceptable in this hyper-competitive world. Normal means in the middle. Middle is not good enough. You must be the top 10%. Top 10 percentile, especially as a man. All the women want the top 10%, all the money goes to the top 10%, all the status goes to the top 10%. You cannot be a normal man anymore. Perhaps 50, 60 years ago, you could be a normal man with a normal job, have a normal life and a normal wife and a normal house and a normal car and be happy. But the world we are now living in is proving that being a normal man is nothing more than slavery. They've just proven it to all of us. Listen to me carefully. They just proved it in this last 3 years of this imaginary fucking garbage they were fucking locking us all up for. Being a normal, law-abiding citizen with a normal income and a normal wage and one passport and a normal wife is going to leave you depressed. Sooner or later, she's going to leave you. You're going to end up fucking suicidal and miserable. Only men on this earth who are happy in the modern world of hyper-competitiveness are exceptional individuals. Men like me, I am happy because my reality is perfect, because I am perfect. I am an exceptional man. If you're a normal man, nothing awaits you besides misery and pain, Adin. Don't you understand? The only possible human experience as a man which is worth living is a man of exceptionalism. You can't be normal anymore. It's going to get worse as time goes on, as social media and clout and money and all this garbage continues to pollute society. Every single woman wants one, the famous, rich, super important, tall, strong, fucking handsome, top G's. Being a normal dude ain't going to cut it. You know the problem with being a normal dude? I'll tell you the problem. If you're a normal guy, your chick fucks normal guys. Guess what that means? It means everyone's competition. The guy who delivered your pizza might just take your bitch. Is that the life you want to live? No. I don't have to live that life. Do you know why? Because there's nowhere to replace me. What I was saying earlier about I don't have to get rid of women. I can just keep them and just message them 6 months later and they're just sitting there waiting for me. How are they going to replace the top G? They don't want to date down. No. They've already reached the pinnacle. It's like climbing Mount Everest. There's nowhere else to climb. You have to be the top of the top, Adin. Otherwise you're going to suffer. You're going to suffer for eternity.
How does Tate's perspective challenge traditional views of success and happiness? A. By emphasizing personal satisfaction. B. By focusing on relentless competition. C. By advocating for a balanced approach. What impact does prioritizing competition over happiness have on a man's life? A. Leads to higher personal fulfillment. B. Creates a more aggressive approach to life. C. Encourages a more introspective lifestyle. Is success achievable without considering personal happiness? A. Yes, as happiness is secondary to success. B. No, as happiness is integral to true success. C. Only if success is redefined beyond traditional measures. Tate delves into the importance of living as if always under the watchful eyes of those you respect. He emphasizes the significance of legacy, duty, and striving for excellence in all life's aspects. It's a call to live a life worthy of respect and admiration, a life that honors the sacrifices of our predecessors.
So let me tell you something about how the universe works. All of us are given the same opportunities. Let's imagine this is a much better mental frame for you to hold within your mind, because your mindset is nothing more than software which you have installed yourself And you need to install software that makes you as capable as possible. For the same reason I say I don't believe in things that take away power from me. View the world this way. Everybody is given the same amount of chances all of the time. And the people who are very successful are people who act on those chances. People who are prepared. Let's imagine it's the same amount of prison riots. A prison riot affects everybody in the jail. The man who escaped only escaped because he was prepared for the riot. And the men who don't are the men who've refused to prepare. You have had the same number of chances as all of the people more successful than you, and you simply didn't act on them. I refuse to believe you haven't had opportunities. You've had opportunities. You could have paid more attention. You could have worked harder. You could have had unmatched perspicacity to identify every opportunity. You could have had sheer indefatigability to make sure when an opportunity was identified that it was wrung of every single piece of value. You could grab it like a wet rag and squeeze every single piece of value out of the negative or positive circumstance you found yourself in. We all have the same opportunities, and the men you see who are monumentally successful simply act on them when you don't. I don't believe anybody who's struggling didn't have chances. I believe they didn't act. And the reason this is such an important mindset is because it puts all of the burden on you. It is down to you to act. It is not down to you to wait and hope for an opportunity to come that is so easy that you're going to walk down the street and find a winning lottery ticket. No, it is down to you to pay attention and act quickly. When someone gives you a chance, when someone shows an opportunity, when you have an idea, when we say you should do this or we believe this is going to happen, that is your time to finally act and do something. If you refuse to act, you will never escape. When the prison riot comes, if you sit on your bed, you're not going to end up out of jail. The prison's not going to collapse all around you and you just stand up and walk off. You have to do something. So anyone who's saying they struggled this year, I believe that you had the opportunities, you didn't act how you should. And when the burden of proof is on you, you must now then sit and say, well, what lesson can I learn? How can I change 2024? And it's very simple. In 2024, you can't afford to miss a chance. You need to be a hero. 2024 is the hero's year. Of you watching this, a percentage of you are going to live the best life you've ever lived in 2024. A percentage of you are going to escape and find financial freedom, and along with it, geographical freedom, and along with it, the freedom to speak your mind because you're no longer controlled by the matrix. But a percentage of you are going to stay stuck exactly where you are. Not because you have less chances than the people who escape. Quite the opposite. Because you refuse to act on the chances which are given to you. You are sitting here right now watching a stream from billionaires who are going to give you advice. And you can either act on that advice and change your life, or you could refuse to act and then sit and message us again on the next new year and say, it was a hard year, I'm struggling. Of course you're struggling because you're refusing to work and you're refusing to act.
How does the idea of being observed by respected ones influence your actions? A. Encourages risk-taking for approval. B. Motivates towards higher ethical standards. C. Has no significant impact on behavior. What role does legacy play in shaping one's life choices? A. Acts as a guiding principle for major decisions. B. Is often ignored in pursuit of personal goals. C. Only matters in certain cultural contexts. Is maintaining high standards in all life aspects realistic? A. Yes, it's essential for a fulfilling life. B. No, it leads to unnecessary pressure. C. It depends on individual values and goals. Andrew Tate's insights challenge us to examine our paths and ambitions critically. How do you perceive success, competition, and the pursuit of happiness? Join the conversation in the comments. Share your views and let's create a community that fosters critical thinking and growth. Hit that like button, subscribe for more thought-provoking content, and remember, adapting and evolving is your greatest strength. And now, a special challenge for the true top Gs among us. Did you get all the riddles right? Leave your answers in the comments and make sure you're subscribed. We'll give a shout out in the next video to everyone who solves the riddles correctly. Stay competitive, stay hungry for success, and see you next time.